Hello, and welcome to the 205th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Bruckert. I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Bruckert. We're going to be having another very good beer. Today we're going to be having the UFO White, or Whit, which is by Harpoon Brewing Company. They brew out of Boston, Massachusetts, and they also brew some beer in Vermont also, so I'm not really sure. I think they brew this beer in both of their facilities. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this beer while I pour it here. Try to get a nice little head here in this nice Whit glass here, or wheat glass. Great pour. We get a little bit of the cloudiness. We get a nice head, which appears to have pretty decent retention on it. The beer scores a 82 out of 100, which makes it a good beer. And the alcohol by volume clocks in at 4.8% alcohol by volume. And again, this is not my first time having this beer. As a matter of fact, this is one of what I consider a kind of a summer classic. Because I myself, I don't know about everybody else, but I myself tend to, during the summertime, enjoy some light, refreshing beers by the poolside or the beach, which I like to call, they've been codenamed crushables. That just means they're easy drinking and you can drink a lot of them in a reasonable amount of time. They're not too boozy, not too heavy. They're just kind of drinkable beers. And this falls, in my opinion, falls into that category. It's a very, very drinkable beer, okay? So you're gonna get from this beer your typical Belgian wit flavors. You're gonna get the the wheat with the orange, with the coriander, all the stuff that you would figure in a white wheat. Kind of like, you get similar flavors, Blue Moon, Hoegaarden, Shock Top, all that. But this one I always thought was just kind of a step above a lot of them. Not necessarily the Hoegaarden, because I do like Hoegaarden, but a step above like the Blue Moons and the Shock Top, because it's a very drinkable beer. It's doesn't have the it's hard to explain. We'll talk about it as we drink it, but I'm gonna go ahead and smell it. We'll get going on this here. So right off the bat, you get the typical wheat smell with the oranges. You can smell the coriander in there, so you got that nice coriander with the orange, real good blend. But it's all very light, which is nice, okay? So, oh yeah. Yeah, you definitely get that like bready wheat type of smell. And then the coriander just kind of sets it off with that orange. Yeah, it's a beautiful smelling beer. Actually quite impressive, the smell right off the bat. And I haven't had one of these in a bit, so I'm just kind of making sure that my tasters are on board and my smellers on board here, but I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and dig into this, okay? Exactly as I remember, a very light white wheat. Now, one thing I do taste in this that I don't remember from previous, with a lot of the German Hefeweizens, you'll get a little bit of almost like a banana note. And I'm not sure if that's from the coriander, what it is that brings out that banana note, but I'm getting a little bit of that in here, which is very non-typical for a Belgian style wit, because you usually don't get that flavor in there. I think it's a great beer. I definitely get the bready wheaty taste. You get that orange pops through nicely, but not overly. You get the coriander, beautiful. Yeah, this is a great summertime beer. I have nothing to say about this. I would give it a higher rating than they give it, the 82 out of 100, just because I like summer beer. When it's summer, drink summer beers. When it's winter, drink winter beers. I mean, I like some beers year round, even though they're not really typically meant to be summer beers. But if I'm in the hot sun, the last thing I'm going to do is be drinking heavy beers that don't, aren't the right beer for the time, because you're not going to enjoy them. Now this, out in the hot sun, if you're fishing, you're at the beach, you're just by poolside, this beer is drinkable all day long. And like I said before, crushable. Crushable, that just kind of means something you can pound by the pool all day, and that's what I call it. But anyway, it's a nice light summer wheat. Again, doesn't get great ratings, but every beer depends on the person and the mood. And I'm telling you, by the poolside, this is a beer that you would definitely want to have, and you can't go wrong with it. I mean, just look for it, because it's a great summertime beer. So check it out. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having talking about beer and drinking great beer. Make sure if they want any cool Beer Issues gear to go to shop.beerissues.com. You can pick up all kinds of great Beer Issues gear. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.